In there was no help Dahlia could give. But at that point, I was wondering if our controversial collaboration would take me anywhere. Crossing the threshold of Keyclose's office, I thought I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. But that light turned out to be a speeding train, ready to bulldoze what was left of my hopes. All my efforts went into fighting to get rid of who was hindering me from reaching the court, only to find that the law itself was enemy number one. Empty, dilapidated, and oddly quiet. That place was an absurd metaphor of my mood. For the first time that day, it was quiet enough for me to hear my own thoughts, and nothing good could come from it. That silence was not just quiet, it was pure desolation.
Finally. What the hell happened? I've been trying to contact you for hours. Was the implant damaged? Okay. Well, I'll need a few minutes to locate you anyway. Here's a cryptic contact link. Call me back as soon as you can. I have to know what happened.
I told her everything. As long as the implants were dependent on my survival, I could keep pretending I had a friend.
Building 3. There's an elevator there you can use to leave the complex. I have an idea for a plan B, but first of all, I need you to get out of there.
Switching my position.
Once again, no easy way out.
He's here! Fire!
too many turrets. Taking the stairs was definitely a bad idea.
I tracked down the expert. He is at the top floor of Building 3. I'm intercepting a communication.
Very well. And how long will it take for the evaluation?
It won't be longer than an hour.
I see. I'll also need an update on the search about Keyclose.
Well, sadly, Capnos killed him before we could do anything. We'll have to close that file.
I expect no more trouble on this case.
I can guarantee there won't be any more, sir.
He's coming downstairs.
Capnos? Don't be foolish. Put that gun away.
While my identity was suspended, he said I didn't technically exist in the blockchain. Well, if I'm starting to understand how the law works, I guess that technically nobody killed him then.
Okay. Accept call. Mr. Capnos? I trust that your presence here is not the result of reckless moves. You see, Mr. Capnos, you think you are the victim here, but none of this is about you. We are all part of a complex system, and both me and you are simply involved in one of its countless procedures. Your life, Mr. Capnos? We are like two cells of the same body. We just have different functions. You see, my own freedom is not greater than yours, but my role requires me to prevent the state from being betrayed. You are not the victim, Mr. Capnos. You are nothing more than a suspicious transaction I'm investigating. If you keep creating problems, you'll turn from being the evidence to being the crime. Looks like the deadline to peacefully reach the court has just expired, Mr. Capnos. Unfortunately, I am forced to consider you uncooperative, and to request the intervention of the police department. I highly suggest you stop resisting if you want your voice to be heard in our system. The best advice I can give you is to start playing by its rules. Goodbye, Mr. Capnos.
Playing by the system's rules. That was exactly what I was gonna do.
Full and final settlement. There are two main creditors involved in the Circuit 10 bankruptcy. If we can find a deal with them, we can stop the whole procedure before the auctioning. But we may need the neural connecton for that. Anyway, I'll explain on the way.
Again in that car, waiting for new instructions. A few minutes to get dry and warm, and we already had to find a new landing spot.
That's Bazowski's basement. He's our man for the neural connector, and he owes me a favor. We can't land here. Now that the police department is involved, No one must suspect that I'm helping you in any way. Wait, I think I found a good spot not too far away from here, but you'll need to be careful. Remember, it's extremely important that you don't get noticed by police drones until you reach Bazowski.
The neuro connector was a thing before we were all constantly connected to the blockchain. In my case, I needed it to make offline transactions with the creditors, given that I would find a way to convince them to settle the debt. auction was scheduled at 4 p.m. the next day. It was going to be a long night.
He can't be far. Keep your eyes open.
I was going to have company very soon. As expected, when it rains, it pours, and I needed to quickly take shelter.
On my line of fire!
Great job. Time to meet Daniel Bazowski now. He should remember he owes me that favor.
This better be good. Oh, really? And who the hell are you? Your info is wrong, gringo. That's not the kind of shit we deal with here. Oh, shit. The girl has a good memory. Listen, that's prehistoric stuff, dude. I'll see what I can do. You already have an NSB 500 upgrade in your implant? Come downstairs. Let's have a look in your head. Tell Kari it's my turn now, huh?
Bazowski's basement was a sea of junk, and I had to deal with the idea of getting a brain implant upgrade with whatever was at hand.
Okay, let me see if I broke something. Oh, by the way, you didn't have the NSB upgrade. Easy, Tiger, I'm joking. I just installed the NSB. You'll need it to download a piece of blockchain for offline usage. Ready for a test? All right. Have you ever jacked in? I uploaded a small chunk of blockchain. Can you simulate a transaction by connecting the nodes? Well, the NSB is working. Now let's see the neuroconnector. Well, it's patched up with what I found around, but it should still be good for close-range tuning. I'm simulating the signal of another implant. Try to sync with it for a transaction. And it works. Oh, good. Once you're synced, you can save the transaction using the NSB. Oh, and by the way, I've returned the favor with the neuroconnector. But the NSB is gonna cost you. Dude, we're not blockchain lovers in these parts. Just try not to die. You owe me a favor now.
I was all set and ready to strike my final blow, finding the creditors and making sure we could cut a deal.